It's not very often that we'll see an all-new generation of a pickup truck. I mean, it took Toyota, what, 14 years for a new Tundra? And with the Ram, when they come out with a new generation, they still sell the old one, just call it the Ram Classic. So how they keep interest high and keep people coming back to showrooms is they'll offer new packages for a model year. So with this 2022 Ram 1500, they've offered a GT package. What is it? Well, that's what we'll take a look at in this GT Rebel, coming up on my latest review. One of the challenges with this Rebel GT is the height of getting in. There's no running boards, and with this particular package, I measured it off. It's over 2 feet, just over 2 feet to step in. A challenge for me. You can see it's not easy to get in. Now imagine for someone who's less mobile. I've had this truck over the Christmas break, and my mom, who just had her hip replaced about 2 months ago and is not very tall, I actually had to use a step stool to get her into this truck. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for something like this. It's not easy to get in if you're short. We know that there are several engine options available with the Ram 1500, from the 3-liter Eco Diesel to the 3.6 Pentastar, up to your 6.2-liter Hemi and the TRX. But of course, most of them are in the 5.7-liter Hemi, the V8s, but there's 2 options in that. You've got your regular, and you've got what's in this vehicle that is with the TorqueFlite e-Assist. That is the mild hybrid variant, and it is mild because, as I've talked about in other reviews, mild hybrids are really not about fuel efficiency. It is a 48-volt system, over the bump here, and it allows, you're going to get about another 130 pound-feet of torque on acceleration. It's meant to sort of take off the edges, shall we say, of fuel consumption. When you take this very heavy object from a stop into a moving position, it needs a lot of energy, so it helps there, but it really doesn't do a lot in terms of fuel efficiency, so just bear that in mind. The output of this one, like most, it's 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. It's good. I mean, it has that V8 exhaust note, which, you know, people who drive this love, and on cold weather like we've been in it, you know, of course, that cold weather exhaust note really is something which I hear every morning, and my neighbors may not have loved that. But in terms of fuel efficiency, it's posted as pretty good. The combined fuel economy ratings for this is 12.1 liters per 100 kilometers. That works out to 19.4 US miles per gallon. That does sound pretty good. It's just that I haven't been able to achieve that. I mean, this is winter, so obviously you can expect not to get the same type of fuel economy. That 12.1 is probably achieved in peak conditions. And I've also been doing a lot of, city driving, not as much highway. So I'm right now around 15 liters per 100. I still have another day of driving, so I'll check out what my final fuel economy rating is by the time I get this back. I've got a long highway drive to do, so that may improve the overall ratings. I mean, that being said, it's funny how highway driving lately in a vehicle like this doesn't do as well as you might think. You see, this is a very large vehicle. It is heavy, it is blunt, and the coefficient of drag, shall we say, for aerodynamics is not great. So when I've had a few drives over this Christmas break, here in the Greater Toronto area, the main highway is just getting a little burn there to get across. You heard a little squeal. The main highway across the Greater Toronto area, it's an east-west, and when I've been heading west during this sort of Christmas area in North America, most of us have had some storms to deal with. There's been a pretty strong headwind, and when I'm looking at my fuel economy gauge, it actually made it worse, because this blunt vehicle going into a headwind was not getting the highway fuel economy we expect or would want. Going back with a tailwind, it was fantastic, but that's just part of the give and take when you have a very large vehicle such as this that's not very aerodynamic. So what do you get when you opt for the Ram 1500 GT package? Well, you get changes that are mostly cosmetic, but they are noticeable. What you'll notice most from a visible perspective is the GT decaling and mirrors with memory on the exterior.
Inside, you'll see GT stitching on the front seats as part of an overall GT interior theme, and that also includes leather vinyl bucket seats, leather-wrapped shift knob, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, LED dome lamp with on and off switch, an LED footwell lighting, a bright pedal kit, cold air intake system, overhead LED lamps, power adjustable pedals with memory, premium overhead console, a memory for radio, driver seat and mirrors, rear door accent lighting, steering wheel mounted shift control, and under-seat lighting. My tester was also equipped with a Night Edition package that added black Ram grille badging, an 18-inch by 8-inch gloss black wheels, a black front bumper with black plating, and a matte black grille with the Ram badge. Also added to this press unit was the Level 2 equipment group, which allowed for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a year of Sirius XM satellite radio, heated front seats and steering wheel, a remote keyless entry, and a 115-volt auxiliary power outlet in the rear, as well as other features. The trailer tow group was also installed, as was the Ram Box cargo management system. It's a feature which is great for storing items, but it does take away width in the bed. And speaking of bed, this unit had the spray-in bed liner and a tri-folding tonneau cover. For extra light on gray days, the dual-pane panoramic sunroof was added, and it was appreciated during this rather gray week that I drove it.
It's interesting how this has performance gauges. You know, people want to do some ripping and dragging. The 0 to 100 kilometers is 7.5 seconds. You know, that's about twice of what it is in a TRX. So, I mean, if you really want to be using these trucks for lap times, on the center touchscreen here, you actually can. There's performance metrics. You can register and save your 0 to 100 times, your 0 to 60 times. So, I mean, if that's what you want to do, then you know you've got that here. It's okay. I don't think you're going to be breaking any records with this 7.5 seconds. But hey, if you want to know what you're doing, it's there for you.
Now, given that the Rebel GT I drove sits about an inch higher, it didn't have any running boards and was riding on 18-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratrec all-terrain tires, I felt the best place to spend time driving around with it when filming this were on a few back roads that were sure to have some snow, some slush, and yes, nice big puddles to run through. This really is where a vehicle such as this is best suited to be, and not winding its way through city streets as a daily driver or a family commuting car. Now granted, the enormous interior size of the Ram Crew Cab is probably close to that of some studio or bachelor condos typically found downtown, but downtown is better suited for compact crossovers and sedans. I did not enjoy driving this running errands during my time with it anywhere near as much as I did in the couple hours I spent filming this in the off-roads full of snow, slush, and water.
I've always maintained that our love for pickup trucks here in North America is a bit of overkill, given that most are used for daily drivers and family hauling and stuff. But you know, on roads like this, they're perfect. This is the kind of conditions and road terrain where trucks like this 1500 Rebel GT belong, or on work sites. So I had a lot of fun, but I mean, it's painful at the pumps, even with the e-torque. You know, I know the Ram's got a 1500 electric coming, but with the F-150 Lightning already out and the Silverado EV taking orders, they've got some catching up to do. The e-torque doesn't really save a lot, and it was an expensive week with gas prices as they are, even though it was a lot of fun. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to ring the bell so that you're notified of every time I upload something new. That's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching.